This is Hannon 2112. This is my nature healer slash DPS. He's got a lot of healer gear, so numbers might be a little skewed. Try to put on whatever DPS gear I had. Just happens to be this two stuff and average damage chest. So ring, feet, and a really good neck, or a really good ring. My bad. Only like 33 skill points. Nothing fancy. Yeah, nothing fancy. And I'll just dive straight into the loadout here. First thing I want to say is with this loadout, if you have a group of people, trash mob, you're just trying to get through things to optimize the amount of DPS you're doing. You see that sparring target over there that I'm targeting right now has a little bit of health taken off. This might not be that big of a deal. This guy's full health. If I was in the group, I would always try to find a target that has full health, just so I can stack everything onto this target, all my poisons onto him, and spread it out to the rest of the targets. That way I'm not stacking some targets onto this guy that's already being burned down, and I lose all my poisons that I've just placed onto him because I didn't get enough time to cast off Harvest. So I try to find a target that's in the group, not being targeted, that can take some damage. Might not always have full health, but the most health. I don't know where they just went. Okay. So jump right into the loadout. First thing I would do is a hive mind before I start off my rotations. I see the mob coming, we're running up to the mob. I would cast hive mind, rampage, or my trinket. If it's like a fast trinket. Central City trinket might be a little bit different. If I was a nature DPS though, I would use a fast trinket because it's faster cooldown and it might have a little bit less stats, but with the Central City trinket, if you have a precision-based character, that's just nasty. The amount of electricity move, I don't know what you would consider it, the chain electricity you can do, the whole triangle. That in a precision-based character is pretty sick. It's pretty good with a might-based character too, full T4, it's not bad, but with a fast trinket, you just have a faster cooldown, you can cast it more often, and as a might-based DPS, it's more efficient. So, Hive Mind, Rampage, or Trinket, depending on which one's not on cooldown. If Hive Mind's not on cooldown, you always want to cast that one first. And now, if you have a nature healer in the group, you always want to make sure that you correlate between the two of you who's going to cast Hive Mind, because you don't want to overlap each other, because that's just a waste. You're talking to them, you say, hey, I'll cast Hive Mind whenever mine's ready, you wait, whatever. If you have mics, obviously, you just shout out, hey, my Hive Mind's down, you cast yours, or, something stupid like that. Better if you run it as a lead, that way. But, yeah, Hive Mind or Rampage. Also, if you don't have to run Rampage, I do. Vacuum Bubble's just as good. Might even be better, depending on the player, how you play. Obviously, if you're in like an acrobat or speedster, you don't have a whole lot of choices, or you don't have the choice of vacuum bubble. But if you're a flyer, it's definitely in there. I don't, when I make these kind of videos, I don't like to throw vacuum bubble in there, just because not everyone is a flyer. So yeah, I have mine into Vine Lash. Now, a Vine Lash, it's more of a rope looking animation that you throw on a character and you hold it down for a little bit. Now, normally you would sit there on the ground, not being able to move for like maybe a second or two, which isn't that crazy of a problem. But if you cast it and what I like to do is jump right after Vine Lash is cast. So I'm still doing the animation, but I'm sliding around the floor, so I'm not stuck in one spot. I'm not going to get destroyed by whatever Brainiac missiles coming in, or his jets that he does, something stupid like that. It's just mobility. That way you're not dying. So I go Vine Lash into Briar. Both moves do the same thing. They release poison spores on the target, and they cause dot damage, which is beautiful. And once you cast Vine Lash, you never want to disengage from that ad. You want to continually lock onto him. You don't want him to go anywhere. You do Vine Lash onto him, and you do Briar onto him, and then you harvest him, right here, harvest, to spread those poisons to everyone that's nearby. So if you pick a guy out in a group, with full health, you're going to Vine Lash and Briar him. It's going to get good damage on him already, just from those two moves. And they're going to dot. They're going to continually tick and tick and tick. Now you can take those and take Harvest and spread them to everyone else. So not only is he getting the dot damage, everyone else is getting the dot damage too. That's one of the strongest suits of nature, is the ability to stack damage, stack dots, and then spread them around with only one move. You don't need to continually cast moves to get them. I mean, you need to cast the 3 moves over again to re-engage the poisons there, but once you cast them and you got them onto them, they'll stay there until they wear off. And then the biggest move nature has is just Impaling Thorns as a 35% health modifier. It's health or below move is crazy. It does ridiculous damage. Galzo, who full T4, full might spec, full might hits people for over 3,500 consistently with that thing. Not like you might get 1 or 2 a raid, but that's still just crazy damage to do on one ad or one boss. It's ridiculous. I'll show it here. I don't have a good trinket on this guy, so you just got to make believe. Pick you, Solomon Grundy. Hive Mind, Vine Lash, just jump just to move. Briar, same thing, and then Harvest. Now these two aren't close enough that he would be getting the dot damage to. I've only had it once where I've accidentally gotten the poisons over to him, but they're usually too far away from each other. But that's pretty much it. And then once you get these guys below 35%, it's pretty ridiculous. And then you just cast the Impaling Thorns, and they're just messed up at that point. I can't do it again. Not only that, but Harvest also hits for. You can see my dots here are 45, 97, 58, 50. Probably averages now at about 55, 56. I think is what I came up with, and that's pretty good for having absolutely nothing. And I mean, 650, 667 knock crits with a full healer spec with 33 skill points. I mean, you can just possibilities for that move is ridiculous. Like I said, you can easily get over 3,500. It's kind of like a good mass detonation on a full T4, or a fire burst, or whatever you use. And Final Rune's probably not the same. And I know fire burst and mass detonation are cast moves, so that's gonna obviously take more damage. Get out of here. But yeah, that's my loadout. Hive Mind into Vine Lash, Briar, Harvest. Weapon combo until you have to re-establish the ticks, the dots, if you will. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff that makes me happy.